It was a big day for actor Sanjay Dutt.
Baba!
Baba! Baba!
The cameras were stationed outside his house. He was about to surrender.
Baba! Baba!
When a bolt from the blue changed not just the headlines, but also the way the nation viewed the gentleman's game. The IPL Season 6 was in full swing. The nation was reveling in the matches, the glitz and the glamour. But there were men busy working behind the scenes. They had sniffed the clues and were now following the signs. And then the day arrived. 15th of May 2013.
Regularly.
The after party following the Mumbai Indians versus Rajasthan Royals match ended in jail for 3 cricketers, tainted with spot fixing allegations. It was just a little before midnight. Right after losing the game at Wankhede, Sreesanth and Ankit Chavan made their way to a swanky pub. The cricketers were on police radar for days. Right up to that moment, the duo went in to meet a bookie, even as a cop squad was waiting in the wings outside the bar.
Just a short while after midnight, the team struck at 3 different locations, picking up 2 players from Intercontinental and Trident Hotel in Nariman Point. But the surprise catch as Sreesanth was arrested from a suburban pub in Bandra area.
But Sreesanth was not ready to give up. First resisting the arrest and then dropping high-profile names to evade the law. After spending half an hour at the pub, the third cricketer, Ankit Chavan, left the bar and one of the police teams began tailing him. When he reached the hotel, Chavan was nabbed too. In the next 24 hours that followed, an entire multi-crore mega fixing scandal was exposed. And over 1 billion people who religiously watched these matches were betrayed. The spotlight was now firmly on the Delhi police, and they were ready with their armory. It was not just another press conference. The cricketers couldn't deny the evidence they were about to put out. Delhi police had cracked the code down to the very last detail. Rotate your watch.
He's got away with that one.
Put on your towel.
Deliveries like this.
Take out locket. Take out shirt or vest.
And that McDowell's #1 fair play.
At that time, the bookies were able to fix the match itself, which means they would predetermine the outcome of the match. Here we are talking about a short-term outcome. For instance, how many runs will go in an over, whether a certain ball will be a no ball or not. So that is spot fixing.
They thought they could get away. They thought they could fool the nation. But their secret was now out, and the nation was left stunned. Codes were established. And Sreesanth, Chavan and Chandila became the faces of the fixing scandal in India.
In this tournament, sir. Bowling all right there. Not on this occasion.
For many, these men were their heroes. They looked up to these cricketers, but they had been betrayed now. And soon, much more was about to change. Soon, a complex web of bookie-player nexus was about to be exposed.
We waited. We waited for the second match and we waited for the third match. And all the 3 players who we thought had been compromised had delivered on their promise. Only then did we go in for arrests.
With no checks and balances in the IPL, the players were getting more brazen and bold with each passing day. If Chandila was talking to 4 sets of bookies by using 3 mobile phones, Jiju, who was representing Srishant, demanded 80 lakh rupees from the bookies for the next match. The police have so far recovered 20 lakh rupees from Chandila. They have also said that Srishant spent nearly 2 lakh rupees in less than an hour while shopping in a mall in Mumbai.
The nation was still reeling under shock when the spate of arrests began. What began with 3 players had now snowballed into a national scandal. Jiju Janardhanan, a cricketer turned bookie, was one of the middlemen to be arrested. And it was his link to Srishant that revealed first evidence of a deeper nexus. So far, not many in cricket circles had heard of Jiju Janardhanan. But all that changed once news about the arrest of 3 Rajasthan Royals players broke. Jiju, an all-rounder, played for the Ernakulam Cricket Club a decade ago. It was here that Srishant is said to have strongly lobbied for the cricketer turned bookie.
Because they were close friends from MRF days. We are still shocked, and I don't believe, because I know Sri from the age of 13, how much troubles he has taken, even after this latest surgery, the troubles he has taken to come back. He first played for our B team in the B division, then he played some tournament, then he played Ranji Trophy, then he played the... I mean, that is the kind of passion he had, and I let the... what can I say? Let a proper court of law, let it hear and bring out the truth.
Jiju never managed to get selected to the Kerala Ranji Trophy squad. Not having met his objective of making it to the state senior squad, he returned to Gujarat. Some say Jiju was in the process of getting back to the Ernakulam Cricket Club when the scandal rattled the nation.
The Times Now investigation had proved beyond doubt that it was indeed Srishant who had brought Jiju down from Gujarat to Kochi, introduced him to the ECC club officials and teammates. Not just that, Srishant lobbied hard with the Kerala Cricket Association officials to get Jiju selected to the Kerala Ranji side.
The ring of suspicion was getting bigger now. And soon, the disclosure started getting more bold. We tracked down 3 such men who were in the thick of the fixing scandal. Men who knew the workings of the game completely, and what they revealed only brought more shame to the game.
लड़कियों का इस्तेमाल सबसे इजी होता है. किसी प्लेयर के कांटेक्ट में जाना है तो भी लड़की है, लड़की एक जरिया बनती है. वैसे हम करोड़ों रुपए दें, प्लेयर अगर नहीं आना चाहे तो नहीं आता. लड़की एक जरिया होती है. लड़की से हमको बहुत से फ़ायदे होते हैं. हमारे पैसे बचते हैं, इजी काम हो जाता है, अच्छे से होता है, इजी, इतना टेंशन नहीं रहता और हम भी बच सकते हैं इससे.
The world of shame and sleaze was now exposed. Honey traps used to lure players into the world of fixing. The top operators of this business were not just using cricketers. A sophisticated high-tech armory was facilitating the racket.
And as a lot of people are involved, we know that the level of bookies are involved. How do you trust the other person? You need to have the people on conference saying that the level 2 bookie is talking to 5 clients, level 3 bookie is talking to 2 clients, everybody is on conference, the calls are getting recorded. So nobody is cheating and second person over there.
For the first time, Words Link Boxes, a device with a platform for multiple phones that can handle up to 25 calls, became known to the country.
We have seen that all the bookies, whoever takes the booking, they will make sure all the laptops, the mobiles, the SIMs are being crashed after that match is being done. Because they don't want to leave out any of the evidences related to that. Because they know that whenever a person or one level of bookie is being caught, it's not only him. There is a big chain, big network behind him.
But this was just the tip of the iceberg.
जैसे मुंबई के अंदर बड़े-बड़े बुकिंग के नाम बताइए, कौन से नाम हैं जो आम बड़े लेवल पे सबको पता है ये बुकिंग.
जो 2 अरेस्ट है सबसे बड़े बुकी है वो लोग, मेट्रो है, कोठारी है, फिर बाकी बहुत सारे नाम हैं। और मेन तो सब हवाला ही होता है ना, आखिर पूरा हवाला रैकेट है ये। ऐसा दुबई से आता है, दाऊद इसमें मेन इन्वॉल्व है, जहाँ से पैसा आता है।
The system was very sophisticated and the money trail was traced all the way to Dubai. The link to Dawood was now clearer than ever.
With the identification of top bookies in India, Pakistan and Dubai and heavy transactions between them and the players through the Hawala channel, it became clearer that a substantial amount of earning out of betting in matches that were fixed was making its way to a certain influential bookie based out of Dubai, Sunil Abichandani, who was running the entire betting syndicate on behalf of the D gang. In fact, it's an open secret that one of the illegal activities the underworld Don indulges in is to fix matches and earn out of them.
One man sitting all the way in Dubai could be running this mega fixing scandal, using a string of players and bookies to possibly fund terror activities. But these cricketers, out of sheer greed, had fallen prey. But even as the police was busy lapping up the praises, came another shocker. As early as 2003, Dawood's brother Iqbal Kaskar had informed the Mumbai police about the fixing menace, but they chose to sit on the explosive evidence for a decade.
10 years ago, just after being deported to India, Dawood Ibrahim's younger brother, Iqbal Kaskar, had sung like a canary before the Mumbai police, giving them detailed information of how the entire betting syndicate was being run under Dawood's supervision. He had in fact also named 3 top cricketers of that time who, according to his claims, had direct links with the gang. But despite this shocking revelation, the Mumbai police chose to sit on these incriminating information.
A scandal so big, a plan so enormous, and the BCCI wanted India to believe it was a case of a few rotten eggs. And there was more muck to come out soon.
After due deliberation, we have come to the conclusion that there is evidence of his involvement in the offence that we are investigating.